This is a story about prophecy. Have you ever wanted to find a treasure map? Wouldn't it be exciting to unroll a parchment that has been hidden for hundreds of years and then discover that this map is leading you to a treasure? Wouldn't you take this map and go treasure hunting? You would travel where this map tells you to travel. You would bravely face any danger that comes your way.
Hey-ya!
You would follow those steps exactly, obeying every little detail. You would dig where the map tells you to dig. And once you have found the treasure, you would change your life forever. But we have found a scroll that tells us of a great treasure. It wasn't a map, but it was a scroll filled with writing, and it was written over 2,000 years ago. It was prophecy. A prophecy is a word that is given to a human from God. It can contain teachings about how to live your life. It can contain lessons that we are to learn from history. And it can even contain teachings about the future. This particular scroll contained all three of these elements, but today we are going to look at those that talk about the future. When you read about these prophecies, it is like discovering a hidden treasure. We need to know the truth about it. The scroll is called Isaiah, and the prophecy says, "The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom." Exciting stuff! Do you know what people did when they first heard this teaching? Nothing. The scroll of Isaiah went on to teach that if they don't pay attention, they will miss the prophecy. If they don't pay attention, they will lose everything. The people chose to ignore these words, and they lost everything. Hundreds of years later, there was a new scroll written, and it talks about a person who actually lived. About this person it says, "You will conceive and give birth to a son, and you are to call him Jesus." Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. Now that the prophecy has been fulfilled, people would have to act differently. Since Isaiah wrote about it, and then later we see that this man came to be true, people should have to act differently. People would obviously reread the scroll of Isaiah, and then they would look at Jesus, and they would see that God has done something amazing. The question that now has to be asked is, how do we respond to the person who fulfills this prophecy? We need to watch this person. We need to see that he hung out with the rejected. He was friends with prostitutes. He showed no fear of lepers. And he forgave even the worst of sinners. When he was attacked, he forgave. When he was mocked, he refused to fight. He gave to those who demanded from him, and he kissed his betrayer. Then he says, "If you love me, you'll obey my commandments." Now that this prophecy is fulfilled, we are simply told to live like the man who fulfilled the prophecy. If we accept these words from God, passed down through the ages, we will seek after this truth as though it is the greatest treasure in the world. And this is how we can fulfill prophecy.